Beautiful people, how are you? Happy New Year's, man. Welcome to 2014. Welcome to Forza 5. Are you seeing this? Yeah, you are. Wow. This looks good. This looks good. So my name is Ramon. The gamers among you refer to me as Uncle Brizza. And I'm here to talk to you about Forza. Now, this is the in-depth review, so it could get a little long. And if this is your type of thing, if you're on the fence of have to get Forza or not, this might be right up your alley. There's also a short review. Chances are you've seen the short review and decided to hop on over to this one to get a more in-depth understanding of what goes on in the game. And if you haven't, if you saw this one first, well, then here's the link to the short review. You ain't got time. So yeah, Forza 5, man. You know, I was shocked, and me and Snow had this debate about if this game should have been I guess you could say a launch title, and I wanted it because I'm a Forza fan, been for a long time, and I'm heavily vested in the series, and I was shocked to see it make it to the first round. And yeah, I was even more shocked that it was this good. I think what's important is to really understand that any game that is a launch title pretty much is going to be a showcase. So in those respects, man, this game's beautiful. It full 1080p for those of you who cares, right? Because that's a big thing. The resolution wars, they call it, and it runs at 60 frames a second. Oh man, watching the videos that we do on YouTube, either from my capture card or that I actually edit, or even from the Xbox Upload Studio, it doesn't do this game justice. And I say that because I render the videos at 30 frames a second because YouTube will butcher it anyway. So, you know, trust me, this is one game where if you're on the fence, you need to see this for yourself. Oh, excuse me, I'm a little stuffy here. I got a cold, but so right off the bat, I mean, Forza comes home with just about 200 cars, and maybe a little over now with the DLC packs that are out. There's been some noise about that. People felt as if they needed more than 200 cars, and I really see a lot of negative energy and conversation around that. And I like to point out the simple fact that, you know, Grid had 30 cars and it was such a great game. So here comes Forza 5 with 200 and it's not a great game. I really don't understand that. And that's not to say I wouldn't appreciate more cars, but I really wish people would sort of understand what's going on in the background with this game. I mean, it's a brand new game. We got 200 cars to tune, right? And the thing about Forza is what you start off with and how you start off with something, it doesn't end that way. So you really have to drive a car stock for a little while, and then, you know, you figure, all right, well, I'm getting better. Time to slap some more parts on, be more competitive. And then there's a whole strategy behind that. Like, all right, I'm looking for a great A-class car. You know, not everything makes a great A-class car. You just don't slap parts on and have a good car. Some cars can have up to 800 horsepower, but it doesn't mean they're supposed to. They can't handle, and so on and so forth. So there's a lot. There's a lot to play with these 200 cars. Have I ran into any car I would like? I would like to see that's not here. No, but I have heard people mention once or twice, like, oh man, they don't have this car, I wish they had this one. So I can empathize with both sides of the story. But that being said, you get the 200 cars. You do not get that much tracks. Well, I think the official count's like 10 tracks. This is what really hurt me. I did a lot of my racing on Nürburgring, and Nürburgring is not in the game. And I get it. They said, you know, they took it out to really get a hold on remapping and recreating the environment and the tracks. And after playing the game for as long as I've been playing it, I understand what they're talking about now. Meaning, a lot of these cars, a lot of these tracks, I'm sorry, are different. So it may be the same track you're used to, but the angles change a little. Some are wider, some are more narrow. So I get where they're coming from. For instance, the Alps is so much more technical than it used to be. Like, the turns are the same, but somehow the road surfaces change, and then you add the rumble features into there, which we'll talk more about later. It becomes a completely different experience. So I get where they're coming from there, but still, we need more tracks. I mean, you hop in an online race and you're racing like, Road Atlanta backwards. Like, I hate doing backwards and reverse tracks, man. God damn it, I hate that. Just give me tracks where I don't have to do shit in reverse. But that's one of my gripes. One of the things I really heard that I did not like was the I noticed, I saw a thread somewhere that the reason the developers opted out of weather was something to do with it was too technical. I didn't like that at all, and I had a long discussion with Snow about if I would take points away from Forza for that. Like, you know what? If you can't do weather, then don't say anything. If you can't do nighttime racing, don't say anything. Don't say because it's too technical. Like, I don't want to hear that shit. There's weather in Gran Turismo 6 on a PlayStation 3. There's weather in what is it? In Project Gotham 4. Weather and nighttime racing. Like, come on with the bullshit. I don't care. Oh, there's real-time lighting and physics change. Yo, you're a developer. This is your platform. Work that shit out, man. This is next gen. I really expected that, but alas, it's not here. Excuse my tiny rant there. So the tracks, minus the tracks, the tracks and the car deals, that's where people say, the game is really lacking content. I empathize with that. Again, I don't agree wholeheartedly. The game does not lack content. It doesn't have as much as we would like, but there's more than enough here. And I think we really have to give Turn 10 some credit in terms of how they see Forza through after launch. I mean, with the exception of Battlefield, no other games had the longevity that Forza has. And I speak for the Xbox, right? Because I don't want to say that the Gran Turismo boys start throwing dislikes all over the place. But they did a good job of car packs, and then even once or twice I think they released a bunch of track packs. So they're aware. They really do value that mantra that the game and the experience evolves, and they will continue to support it. So it's not so much that it lacks content. It's gonna come. Now that leads directly into a different conversation, and you're talking microtransactions. And we got a video that I'll link to, where we discussed in detail. It was one of our Q&A sessions, actually, microtransactions and what and how people felt about it. I'm on the fence here again. I really do enjoy the ability to just outright buy a certain car. I don't have time like I used to when I was younger to sit here and put in 12-15 hours a day in these games. So when I come home, I want a game like everybody else. So I would like to buy a LaFerrari. You get what I mean? Like, that's dope to me. But on the other hand, the LaFerrari shouldn't cost $20 worth of microtransactions. Like, that's an issue. And I'm not saying Turn 10 did it. Wait, what am I saying? I think they did do it, which is why they had that Black Friday sale. But I don't know. I think it's up to the community as a whole to really be responsible in the decisions and the noise they make with this topic. I think everyone's just like, no microtransactions, but you got to remember the way the industry is these guys got deadlines to make. So if they can get the platform for the game solid and right, and give us a product that is complete, but it's built in a way where they can add in more content, that's worth a lot than waiting 4 or 5 years for a decent title. And I think the Gran Turismo guys can really empathize with that. They had to go through that. So again, I'm on either side of the fence. It doesn't bother me either way. I do enjoy taking shortcuts, if you will. I do respect the grind, but yo, when you racing online, it sucks to have a dude with a Viper bust your ass and you can't get that Viper because you've been at work all day, right? So, I think that's a lot of the controversy going around Forza 5, and I feel like people get into these conversations, these debates, and they don't actually play the goddamn game. Man, this game is dope. I swear to you, this game is dope. So I guess a good place to start would be just the details of the cars, right? And this is my LFA. I love this goddamn thing. Let me tell you, I love this thing to death.
Lexus was founded in 1983 by Toyota. The goal, to create a brand on par with European luxury cars. Lexus
See what you gotta say here.
surpassed that goal, leading luxury sales for over a decade. The Lexus F-Sport program adds top-quality performance and accessories to an already spectacular brand. At the top of the program is the LFA Supercar, the most expensive Japanese production car ever made. The LFA was so costly to make that Lexus actually lost money on every car sold. The LFA inspired a whole line of F-Sport-tuned models, incorporating technology discovered during the creation of the supercar. Lexus offers 7 F-Sport-tuned editions, letting drivers experience the legendary Lexus perfection firsthand.
Super dope, right? So this is what's called the Forza Vista mode. Yeah, Forza Vista. Was it called like Alta Vista before? I felt like it was called something different. But one of the things from Forza 4 was they had this mode in there, but it was for specific cars. Now it's for every car in the game, and it really gives you a nice detailed breakdown of the history on the car, and it's just a nice touch. And I mean, you can really, like, you can pop the hood here. Hang on, let me look at the engine if you want and get up close. You can turn on the lights on these things, and that's awesome, right? When you got the BMWs. Can I make the wing? Oh no, I got the Forza wing on here. You can get in the car. I mean, this is dope. This is dope, and this is like, let me close the door. I'm thinking the New York Auto Show experience right here, where you can get in the car and really try it out. Let's turn it on. Hang on. Yep, and I can actually rev the thing. You see the engine shaking the car and whatnot. But this is the type of detail that I really get out the car, dude. All right, what's going on here? I need to manually get out the car. Let's open everything. This is the type of detail, like, I really appreciate that they went to, and one of the other things outside of the Forza Vista mode. So if I go to my career, this was one of the big exclusives. It's a big deal, and let me tell you, you know what? Let me just play it. You judge for yourself.
Welcome to the bloodiest battleground in the world of cars. A fight for supremacy between the very best fast cars of our time. It is a battleground of radically different weapons. Compare, for example, the fastest car General Motors has ever made, the 638 horsepower Corvette ZR1, with the digital masterpiece that offers up more go for your pound, dollar, yen or dirham than anything else on the planet, the Nissan GTR. Others are subtler, as precise as a surgeon's blade, like the Ferrari 458, which might just be the finest car the Italians have ever made. And then there are cars that are far from perfect, but with that certain something. Like the Lexus LFA, this is for me the most brilliant supercar ever made. If you disagree, you're wrong. Let battle commence.
So you know that voice, that's Jeremy Clarkson from Top Gear, and when you associate cars with anything, it would be those guys. So it's nice that Turn 10 was able to get him in on this, and he was on the last Forza, and I really enjoy the presentation. Every time you go into a new series, he's there and they talking, and man, I wish he'd have actually done the voiceovers, because he did in from Forza 4 to Forza Vista, he did the voiceovers instead of the lady we listened to. But she's fine, but I just enjoy his accent. But this adds to the overall presentation of the game, and these are the things that when you're going through your series and your career mode, it makes the game a lot less daunting and a lot less boring. And that's something that each and every Forza has really struggled with, is goddamn career mode is boring, man. And they really did a good job at jazzing it up here. So one of the biggest things I think is happening with Forza here, and it's even outside of the graphics, right? Is you've got this new thing called Drivatar, and I am like, I can't help myself because I want to call it an avatar.
Takes you to the hills of the Mount Panorama Circuit in Australia.
And what this is part of the hype with the Xbox One and the cloud and however much hundreds of thousands of servers Microsoft's got on tap for this. Forza, or Turn 10, went ahead and developed artificial intelligence, but not so much in the way we think. Like, you look at the Need for Speed, and they've had it in a while where the intelligence is really good, and some are more aggressive than others, and they react to you, and some are more passive. Here, the computer players are based on actual people from worldwide location in your friends list. This is so dope to me, because the more you drive, the more the game is learning about you and how you behave on the road. So it's really dope to see that play out. Like, for instance, Snow loves this idea because his dude is wild aggressive, and I can tell you he's been in a few of my races, and his dude is really aggressive. So it's interesting to see how these things change the race. And I'm gonna start a race right now, and I want you to pay attention. Right off the back, like, they don't do things like computer players. They don't stick to lines. I mean, if they're in front, they will, but when it's time to battle, they battle. They'll come out of corners 5-6 wide, like they really don't care. Man, this game is beautiful. So look at this. There's a dude right here fighting me the whole time, right? Usually computer players will stop, but obviously this guy doesn't seem to want to stop. Shout out to him. He's an ignorant Gamerz. These are all my friends. If you got Chris in front, look at him. If I stay, usually I'll try to get out the pack, but just to showcase the Drivatars, I'll stay in the pack so you guys can see the madness that goes on. And what I think is best is, each series you do, you'll find that it's their actual car they use for the series. So if I were to record this and show the guys, they're like, oh shit, that's my Audi, that's my Ferrari. It's just such a dope element, and it almost, like, right now I've got them on unbeatable. It is competitive. They're not impossible, but then again, the hardest level on these racing games, when you've been playing for a while, are never really too hard. But I can tell you it's a lot better than it's ever been in any previous Forza or any racing game. It's hard for me to race and talk. I want to get up close and see if I can pressure this guy. Let me stick behind him, see if I can force him to make a mistake or get aggressive with him. But I think when you talking in video games, period, this is one of the biggest innovations I've seen. And I really appreciate this feature. Now I do understand there's something similar to this in the last Call of Duty. They had like bots or something, but I'm not sure how that was implemented. But the consensus I got when I did a little research, it was cool, but it wasn't, it wasn't a full-fledged feature. This shit here is a full-on feature, man. I really dig this. He actually passed him pretty clean. Yeah, they're racing nice right now, goddammit. But then, you gotta take into a fact that the game's been on the market for a while. People are getting a lot better with their tunes and how they're driving. So it's natural that these driving cars are a little cleaner. If I'd have did this review like a month ago, oh my god, it was madness. It was just madness in the pack. Man, I love this Lexus. So yeah, driver cars, I think. And it was crazy because when it was announced, people were making fun of that. It was like, oh yeah, Drivatars, yeah, whatever, terrible name. Nah, this is like, for me, the premier feature of Forza 5, without a doubt. It makes the experience a lot more enjoyable. And then sometimes you come home and I don't want to get online and race. But this is competitive enough to keep me on my toes. And even like when I'm tuning cars, you never really know how your car will perform unless you get it up against other shit. So I'll put the computer up, and I'll hop in the room and just roll around and see if it can keep up. So I'm really, like I said, man, the Drivatar shit is game one. I really like it. I'm getting a little more aggressive with him here. Let's see what he does. Did he brake check me, motherfucker? And you get a lot of, like, see, I'm fighting it out with this dude in second, and dude in fourth just creeps up. Like, that's racing, though. Like, and it's crazy because that never happened before. And that's true to form. Like, when you're online and you're fighting it out, the only one that benefits is the guy behind. And he sneaks up, and then you're like, holy shit, where did he come from? Next thing you know, it's an intense race. So it's impressive that they were able to recreate that online feel. Good race, man. Good race. The dude in first, he was just gone. There was no catching him. I'm curious to see what he was driving. So I don't want to really get too crazy on the graphics, man, but trust me, they're good. If you can tell, look at the damage. I can honestly say I haven't seen too much of the damage that's been the same. There's a lot more. How to explain it? I think the bodies of the cars get damaged a lot more different points than before. So in Forza 4, 3, 2, damage was damage, yes, but it wasn't pretty. And hang on, let's see. Can I tell what he was driving? Nah, that's the leaderboards. Here, you can go an entire race and just lightly scratch the signal light, or you can lightly dent the fender or the quarter pad. It's really dope to see. Like, I've never seen the front of the Lexus smashed in like that. So I really love the way they handle the graphics and the detail and damage. One other aspect before I go a little deeper is the sound. This game sounds amazing, man. And I'm gonna change the car after this so you can really get a sense for. Actually, I can change the view now, but let me take you inside. Here's one of the things I really didn't appreciate, because when I first drove the Lexus, I'm like, this is not the way this car is supposed to. I'm a huge fan of this Lexus LFA, and it didn't sound like itself. It didn't have that singing note. And that's what it's famous for. They had the commercial with the thing cracking glass. I'm like, what the hell? It doesn't sound like it's gonna crack glass. It sounds nice in the cockpit, but nothing crazy. But listen to this. Let's hear it inside. Now let's go outside. Do you hear it? That's it right there. That's it. That's it. And I remember, what was it? I think it was it the Skyline or one of the M3s, where the car was engineered to let in some of the noise from the engine because they wanted people to get that experience. And the Lexus was not engineered that way, and it was just so dope for me that the sound was so on point. So even if I go to the front of the car, there's a difference. And I'll wait till I get it on the straightaway to really swing it back around so you hear it. And listen to the different levels. My God, that thing sounds crazy. Let's see what Ernst is driving. No, I need something that just sounds wild mean. Ooh. Nah. Now that's a grunt for you. That's a grunt for you. Oh shit, let's see what John's in the Audi. But you get a sense for how different these cars sound. Listen to this Audi. This Audi sounds completely different than the other. Why? Because he's probably got more than likely different parts in it. Oh wow, look. Speaking of driver-tar madness, look at that. You would swear, if I didn't tell you this was a computer race, you wouldn't know the way these dudes are reacting to each other. And what I think is dope about it is, you know, sometimes they'll do like complete fuckery, and I'll rewind, and it's never the same outcome. It's completely random. I can't say enough about the driver-tar shit. But anyway, so this is one of the new tracks. I really like this track. And then there's Prague. Prague is a popular one. Let me back out and hit Prague as I talk. I'll probably do some tuning for you guys. I won't go too deep into tuning because I've got tons of videos on how to tune, and I'll be doing tons more. We have a series for viewers tunes where you guys tell me what car you want tuned, and I'll go out and do that for you. You'll get a peek into my exclusive garage. Let's see, what do you think is a good car? You guys already know I'm a Toyota whore, so you got all my Toyotas over here. Love my Celica. What can I hop in that'll be nice? My Lexus. I love my Lexus, man. Let's get in this 2000. This little shite. So just to show you the Alta Vista, let's the Forza Vista, I keep calling it that. Let's see what they got to say about this 2000.
Acura was Japan's first dedicated luxury car maker. It soon became one of the world's best-selling brands. Buoyed by their success with Acura, Honda expanded into the world of high-performance vehicles. The Type R models were originally designed for the racetrack, with an emphasis on weight reduction, engine tuning, and reworked suspension. Due to its widely acclaimed VTEC engine, the Type R model was eventually released for a much wider market. Honda's Type R vehicles bear a distinctive red badge that sets them apart from the standard models. The badge and the championship white paint job are tributes to Honda's first winning Formula One car.
Interesting history, right? Not that I give a crap about a Honda 2000, but let me tell you, this car's really nice, though. I'm sure you're wondering, my paint jobs. One of the things, and I'm going to close it off with the video in a little bit with that, they need to get the marketplace together. So if we go to my designs, right, which you would never know or figure out how to get to, see, is it, here you go, find new designs. There's a plethora of designs out there on the marketplace, and you know, a lot of them are good, but you can tell that the big boys didn't get their Xbox One yet, because I've seen some craziness on Forza. Look at this thing, Batwoman. What the hell? There's some craziness out there, But there needs to be a better way to find these things. And it's the same with tunes. Like I got a crap load of pretty much every tune I do is out there. But you know, people ask me, yo, I can't find your tune. I need your tune. I'm like, shit, I don't know. Search for it. I don't know. I don't know how to do it. But here's how you paint. I don't want to paint it because I'll lose shit. But you can paint the rims. I like this paint job. You paint the rims, the mirror. Well, the mirror on this is carbon fiber. So, and then in terms of upgrading, it's the same. It's pretty much the same with Forza 5, which I was a little disappointed in. Like I wanted to see I really wanted to see like more options. I mean, like let me get a boost controller. You know what I mean? Let me stay with a stage 1 turbo, but let me crank the boost up. You get what I'm saying? Let me map the ECU. Let me map the turbo timer. Like these type of things I really want to get into, and I get it. We're getting closer to it. It would have been nice to be able to get in and do these type of things. I remember, was it Need for Speed Underground 2 that let you do that? Man, that shit was so awesome. But wishful thinking, right? But it's the game's still awesome. You put it on Prog. I don't have much to complain about in terms of the customization with the paint job and the customization with the tuning. It's just things are a little different, and I guess that was a good time to talk about it. The point index is a little different. A class is a lot faster. I appreciate what they did at first. It took a long time to get used to, but you get a lot more cars to play with in A class. And I'm running into something interesting. Here's the tuning options you get. This is a very basic tune I put on this S2000. I can definitely dial it in a little more, but it takes me like a good 2-3 days to tune a car off and on. I tune a little, come back, tune a little, come back. So I went through the first stage of this, and I was happy with it. So I left it. I gotta come back and do it later. This car is a serious contender, by the way, with a 9.0 acceleration, so you can tell by those numbers. But the dynamic that the A class now has is so interesting to me. So Forza 5, well, Forza 4, you see us racing with a lot of these kind of cars, the JDMs and some BMWs and whatnot. The A class now is completely different. Like, it's a supercar game, goddammit. And not to say that, you know, the imports and sports cars can't keep up, but I think it really puts real life perspective on these cars and what goes on. Like this S2000, sure, it handles nice and it's fast, but I'm nowhere as comfortable in this as I am in a Ferrari. And I can surely beat a Ferrari in this, but I gotta work like twice as hard. I can't hammer the gas with those Ferraris and whatnot. You come out of the corner like the Lexus I was just driving. You come out of the corner, you can hammer the gas and the car sits nicely. There's no wheel spin. Part of that's the tune too, but it's just I feel like the new mantra is no, that's a $250,000 vehicle, and it drives like a $250,000 vehicle. And this is a $30,000 vehicle, and the experience is not the same. I really appreciate that dynamic, and things have definitely changed on the leaderboards. Like I'm not exactly sure what's running the place, but I know the like that ACR Viper is a pretty big one. And I mean, come on, it's a track car. You put it on a track, it better kick ass. Then you got things like the X-Bow, the open wheel, cheating ass car. It's dope. I like the way it is now. I feel like things are just a lot more balanced and true to life. And you come out of a corner and find you get on a straightaway, a dude with a V12 is going to pull away from a dude in the V8. That's just what happens. So I dig it. I dig the way the dynamics work and the physics and whatnot. So here, you can hear it now, right? You hear the VTEC kicking in. Let me kick it out to the outside view. Hear how loud this guy is. I can't drive on the outside for shit, people. Forgive me. Let me pay attention, see if I can pull it off. I don't know how you guys do this. See if this thing can drift. Terrible drift. One thing I haven't done is tune the car for drifting. Not into drifting much. I get joy from actually having a regular car that I just come around the corner and power over really nice. And you want to talk physics, like you see just now, you heard the tires are really gripping. That's different depending on what size tires and what type of tire you use, and that's something I noticed. And that plays directly into to the triggers, which is a huge feature for Forza 5, and it does a good job at showcasing the rumble feature in the controller. So right now I suck at playing on the outside, but when you break traction, the triggers vibrate a little. So you can do one of two things: either you can upshift and cruise, or you can just get off the gas and cruise. But it took me a good few weeks to really understand and get comfortable to how that works, and I feel like it really improved my game. I don't race with traction control anymore, mainly because I can control the oversteer. I haven't really got into front wheel drive cars, so I'm not sure how that understeer works and that torque shit. But so far I'm loving the physics and that the rumble triggers. Let me back out here. So like I was saying, you guys saw my garage. There really isn't a lot of cars in my garage, and I still feel like I've got a plethora of things to drive. It's all about diversity, and I gauge what the guys in the room are driving and what I want to come with. It's like a big poker match. I feel like there's a lot of cars here that you can be happy with, and one of the biggest naysayer things about Forza was the content. I think it's okay. I do agree with the track shit though. We need more tracks. I need the Nürburgring, but man, there's more than enough cars here. Cars are beautiful. The game is beautiful. It's gonna last a while. I can say that Turn 10 delivered a really nice game here. When you want to talk the multiplayer experience, it's more the same. I actually do like the way they broke up the lobbies. Like if you go to class races, this makes more sense. You don't have to hop in a regular race. Well, can you guys put it in A class, please? You know, you just hop in the A class menu and you're good to go. These special events, I've never done any of this, but there's plenty of shit to keep you busy. Wait, hang on, let me go back real quick, because you've got these monthly challenges they put in here, which are kind of dope. And then this league shit. I've never done any of this. I just get on and race randomly in the A class. But if I ever feel like changing the pace, it's nice to know these things are there. And of course, you can create a private match with your friends, so on and so forth. Rivals is also pretty big. This is a good way to learn how to play the game, actually, truth be told, because you just go to Rivals, go to Time Attack, pick a track, and just run that shit. You stay on the track for about an hour in your best car, you better believe you're gonna know how to drive that track by the end of that hour. So it's good practice, and it really drops your rank a lot. It creates some really obsessive behavior, man. I can't tell you. Like, I sat here for like an hour and a half one day chasing Shifter's Ferrari around Bathurst. I had the Lamborghini at that time, and I was like a half a second behind him, and the one time I caught him, it was a dirty lap. I can't tell you how upset I was. And then I went and built my LFA, and I was good. I didn't beat his time, but I matched it, so I knew that if I didn't get a dirty lap, I'd be okay. So it was my discipline. I had to get better. But yeah, the rivals is a good touch, and it lets you know, like if you're online or if you're in your career, when you beat someone's time, it'll let you know, or when you drop your rank, it'll let you know. Some people complain that the leaderboards are kind of hidden, but I mean, why would it get its own tile? You want the leaderboards, go to rivals. Maybe it should be right here as opposed to actually going in, but they're little design quirks. Some people want to see shit. Forza TV still here, and Forza TV's always been dope. You can watch races and you can learn a lot of good shit from watching these dudes. And even when you go to the leaderboards, you can watch the ghost of any time that you see and see how they drove and what car they drove, so on and so forth. So it's good to see all that stuff still there. Forza Gallery is cool.
You can view it here.
All right, darling. This is cool. These are mine. But it's always dope to see some of the shit people come. Like, look at this. What the fuck is that? How did he do that? I don't know. Where did this one find flowers? I don't know. Is this even in Forza? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, this is dope. That's a dope picture. Let's see, most popular. Oh, okay then. So this is all cool stuff for people to do. Your message center will let you know when you get your rewards. A lot of people don't know, if you go to ForzaMotorsport.net, you can sign up and get rewards. So I think the first batch is like 7 million, and I got like 1 million and change yesterday. So they hand out rewards, they hand out money, they do here it is, yeah, we got it yesterday. They do a good job of giving you money to keep you occupied, and they even changed the way the ecosystem works in the game. So now you get more money after each race, and on top of that, every time you level up, you get like 35 to 75 grand depending on your affinities. So man, they're really taking care of this game. They're listening to the feedback. But I want to close the video with this. Marketplace, I don't know what they have in store for this. I don't know why the hell it's not open now. But gifting, you can't gift cars. You need to be able to gift cars, tunes, and paint jobs. I really need to see that. They need to bring that back, hopefully when the marketplace is open. And also the ability to sell your shit. I made a good deal of money from tunes in Forza 4, and I look forward to doing the same thing here. And online replays. What the fuck? Where are the online replays? I can't tell you how many dope races we had that you guys would have loved to see, but there's no online replays, and the DVR only captures 5 minutes. Some of these races are like 7-8 minutes, so you don't see the whole thing. But overall, Forza 5 is not a perfect game. What Forza does to really earn its score is it's a lot stronger than Forza 4 ended off, if you get what I'm saying. Sure, we're missing a little bit of the features, but the foundation is so much stronger. And I believe in the coming months to year, this game is going to evolve, and this is really going to be the first Forza I believe that we're going to see evolves. Meaning what it starts out with is completely different, and we're all going to love it because of that. From a 1 to a 5, I give Forza a 5, man. When it takes you this long to do the review, that's how you know how good the game is. Or in terms of Battlefield, how bad it is. No, but Forza 5 gets a 5. It's not a perfect game, and I always emphasize to people, when I give a game a 5, it doesn't mean it's perfect. There's a lot about it to love, and there's a lot of promise and a lot of longevity. And this is all represented in Forza. So is it a system seller because of the poor choice of games that we have out there right now? Yes, not to take away from Forza and how stellar it is, but it is a system seller. And if you're a car dude, yeah, you might want to get this. And even if you're a Gran Turismo dude and you're just a hardcore gamer and you're out there, man, I gotta play every year. You're definitely not gonna want to miss Forza. But anyway, it was a long review. I told you it'd be long. The short one is there. If you made it this long, do you even care for the short one? Probably not. It's your boy Ramon, Uncle Rizza, Ignorant Gamers. Like the video if you like it. Comment if you comment. Check out the series where I do the viewers tune. Let me know what car you want me to tune for you. I'll tune it up, put the tune out there for you. And I really appreciate your feedback on that. Happy New Year's 2014. I wish you all the best. And I am out of here. Peace.